from Center City in Philadelphia, this is Fox 29 News at 10.
Along with sin often comes guilt, and some experts now say guilt is inescapable and essential. Joining me now is Christian businessman and radio talk show host Kurt Fluwelling. Thanks for coming in tonight, Kurt.
Thank you, Thomas, for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I just alluded to claims in a recent USA Today article that guilt is essential. Do you buy that?
I think essential is a pretty strong word. However, guilt is good in the respect that it lets us know if we've done or haven't done something that we should do, that we have a pulse, we have a soul, we have a conscience, if you will. So essential may be a stretch, but it does indicate that we have a moral compass.
Is there such thing as good guilt or bad guilt?
Well, I can give you a couple examples. Good guilt would be something like this. You have an argument with a coworker. You say some terribly nasty, hurtful things, and you storm out of there. On the way home, you're absolutely beside yourself. That night, you can't sleep. These are good things. As I indicated before, it indicates you have a soul. The next morning, you get up early. You reconcile with your coworker. You say, "I'm sorry, please forgive me." And the key thing, this will never happen again. Let's put this behind us. That's an example of good guilt. On my radio show, Religion and Politics, we look at everything through a Christian worldview. So a bad example of guilt in the realm of Christendom would be a pastor. And let me just preface my comments by saying I realize that messages have to step on toes from time to time, and they have to cut. But there are pastors out there, and I use that term very loosely, that week in, week out, year in, year out, they give their congregants a steady diet of guilt-ridden, fire and brimstone messages that basically, after some point in time, leaves the congregants to just slither out of their chair, slither back into their car, and just say, "What's the point?"
I just want to get back on track here. What's the best way to deal with guilt?
Well, actually, in this Jewish holiday season, it is a very good example. It's called Tashlich. Is a ritual that Jews perform between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is basically they write down on a piece of paper all their sins or things that they feel guilty for. They go to a flowing body of water, they say a repentant prayer, and then they toss this in the water. This is good on three levels. They've acknowledged the guilt, they've done something constructive with the guilt, and then the key is the guilt is gone. So guilt is something you don't want to languish in.